Okay, let's continue this rigging, or I should say let's redo this rigging, because yesterday all I did was click around on things and while not doing any of it correctly. I think I have figured out what I was doing wrong. There wasn't much in the way that I could find in tutorials for what I needed, but I think I figured it out. Basically what I was doing, I threw in an armature for basically each bone, which is wrong. And my vertex groups that I had were a little, needed some work. I wasn't considering how the bones were going to be parented because I had a bunch of different armatures instead of just the one, with bones parented in whatever hierarchy that they needed to be. So what I did, I was trying to, get at least just the very simple, just the body and the eyeball and that lens working, but it took a little while. I realized that I know when you parent objects to the armature, automatic weights you'd most likely want to use for something that's going to deform. I don't want any of this to be deforming, I just want it to move bits and pieces of it, so I have to parent with empty groups, and I have to have, for each object I have, since each object, not all of the, like this whole object isn't going to be manipulated. It's just like the arms and the wheel are going to be manipulated, so I have to have I have to create vertex groups for any parts that are going to be moving, but I also need a vertex group for what's going to be controlled by the main bone. So basically you need a vertex group for to relate to every bone in the armature. And those bones have to have the same name as those vertex groups. So as I have like this bone called I have vertex group named I, which is the outer part, and then I also have this lens, which I also created that vertex group called I. So when these things are parented to this armature, this bone is related to these two vertex groups, and will control them. So that's what I was doing wrong. So now that I have all of the vertex groups that I need, and I think I have that called body as well, because that's the only thing it needs to be related to, is that body bone, which is going to be this central base bone, basically. We can move ahead I might also create some bones for these antenna, which I didn't think about earlier, but that would be nice to have. So let's create make sure I got that all selected. All right. And that's just the tape. Now let me undo that because I think I got some there. No, why is that not? Oh, there's a seam there. That's why. So I want this. And right now this is associated, it has the body on there, but I'm gonna just select all of that, create a new group called antenna, assign that. So I don't know how many bones I'll have in there, but we'll just, right now the armature is not connected to anything. Set it up first and make sure I name everything correctly. I'm gonna do something here that should help. As a matter of reference anyway for me, I'm just going to do a quick capture the names here and do another of that, and I think that's all I really need. Just so I know what they're named, I can refer to them without having to go back and looking at anything. So let's start with let's go ahead and actually just do this antenna. Get the cursor here first, and then Shift A. Don't know if this parents it. It doesn't. Well, it is now. So let's take this. I'm just trying to think how bendy this should be. Maybe 4 bones, you think? Why not? I'll have to add some where should that bend at, right? Probably don't need probably don't even need 3. Might just need 2, I think. Let me grab this here. to give it a little bit of a bend. And this won't affect anything on the UVs since it's not really cutting across everything. Oh, something happened here. I lost my screen. Alright. Make some cuts so it bends. I'm trying to think. Oops. Well, I'm trying to maybe give it a little stylized bend, so it should something that's gonna bend back kind of in a curve. I'll just put it there. That I'm gonna have to weight paint though. Or maybe not. Let's leave it there for now. I'm gonna think about that and continue on with making at least these arms. Let's get our shoulder. Well, I'm gonna need a little more precision there. Make sure I'm parroting these things. And this is, oh, I'm gonna should name these dumb bones. This is gonna be shoulder. No, this is arm flap. Flap.L. And then I do need one for here. Like, where do I have a pivot point on that? Kind of want it right in the center, but could do that. Yeah, it's hard to see. There. Yeah, let's try that. That should do that, and then Shift A, parent that. Oops. All right. Oops. And let's just do that there for now, and that's going to be shoulder flap. No, shoulder. Yeah, shoulder flap. Because they have to be named exactly the same, otherwise it won't work. So let's select this. Get the cursor there. Edit mode and Shift A again. Make sure that's got the parent. This is gonna be shoulder joint. Woo. Oi, excuse me. Allergies going nuts. I'll move the cursor down there and then use that as it doesn't have to be this precise, but whatever. Arm flap dot L. This is shoulder joint dot L, and this is going to be extruded. This way. I think since there's going to be some, I might not even have that piston work. I don't know what that would add. To any animation, if you really wanted to get precise with it, but really no need. You can always add a maybe a separate controller to it later, but don't know. So, I mean, I don't want the bone to be connected. If I do, I want that to be a separate. could. That parent is that, and then I would want the controller to be parented to this, and then anything below that parented to the controller. So let's just select this, and I'm gonna put I think it's going to bend here. Actually, that's fine as long as I don't have it connected to the upper arm. All the rest can be... all of the rest can be connected. That's where I want that to pivot. And then I can extrude this down to here. Yeah, that kind of creates a weird... wonder if I should run... Trying to think of how the IK is going to work though, if it's all bent like that. Well, I can constrain that so it doesn't bend backwards. We'll see. Let's get a center point here. And then drag one out for the hand. Whoops. First, I'm going to name these. Shoulder joint. This is going to be arm upper. This is going to be arm piston, I believe. And its parent is going to be arm upper. Body, body. This is arm lower. So that parent automatically changes. Okay, good. Hand L. And now I to get some Shift A, and the parent is going to be hand. And this will be what do I name this? Hand clamp. That's convoluted. Hand clamp. Hey Gratian, yeah, it was modeled by me a few years ago. I'm just re-rigging. I cleaned it up and did the materials, redid the materials, and now I'm re-rigging it. Because the other rig was kind of screwy, so. And I had forgotten how to do any of it, so I had a little bit of relearning to do. So we'll see how this turns out. If it's even going to work at the end, so we'll see. Let's see. I got hand clamp. I got to change that. Make sure I got the left and the right designated. Right now it's a hobby. I sell, you know, I'll post models for sale on marketplaces and stuff, but haven't done any professional production or anything, so. Be cool to have as a job, but tend to be kind of slow-ish, I guess, sometimes. Yeah, this is like the first of, I got about five or six, mostly hard surface, well, I should just say all hard surface type models that I've done, that I'm redoing, maybe cleaning up some of the geometry or adding detail, and then redoing the materials for. Basically for portfolio purposes, since these are all of the models are basically fan art, so I can't sell them or anything. So. And I figured just live streaming while I'm working on them. What was I doing now? Oh, I need the bottom piece of the hand here. Make sure that's parented first. Rename it. Hand claw, no, hand clamp. small. Hand clamp large. I forgot to put large. Just make sure everything's correct. So claw, hand, arm. Alright, got those. I think we're all parented together correctly. Let's see what else. The drawer. The drawer. And this isn't really essential, but I want to make sure that that is correctly okay. So it is. I'll just put the bone there. Really doesn't matter. Might move it up, but so should get edit mode again and make sure I didn't screw that up. All right, there we go. Just moving it along the wrong axis there. Hey, let me move this up. I could probably just put this out front, actually. Let's get the parent together and name that correctly. So there's the drawer, there is the eye, there is the antenna, which I don't know if I'm even going to bother. You can always repaint the weights afterwards. It's gonna. Let me just name this here. Yeah, I can't do that though. I'm gonna delete these. Always add this later. I'm going to get rid of that because I don't want to be complicating things at the moment. Alright, now the piston is going to take a little bit of doing here. Actually, let me side view. Get this bone selected. Trying to remember how I did this. Because I only need one bone to control that whole thing. Maybe. Yeah, I should only need one. And then Oh, I gotta make sure that that is selected right. I think it is, but oh, where are we at? Wheel. Strut lower. Yep. All right. So that's going to be there, but I'm going to need... See, that was where I was... Yeah, I know what I did last time, but I'm going to do it again. I don't know if it worked last time, but that's what we're going to do for the moment. I need... That's pretty much what I'm looking for. How is that centered? Let's select. Oh yeah, that's just really hurting my eyes. That ring and this one. Why is it selecting weird stuff here? That's more like it. Okay, so let's put the bone down there. I don't want that connected. You can always go up there with it. I gotta name these. This is... why isn't that parented to the body? This is gonna be strut upper. Let me name this first. I forgot where I gotta parent this thing. This is a whole piston setup. Strut lower. And let's get one for the wheel. But I don't want that connected. Actually, it won't be, I don't think. Let me just add one and see. Yeah, we're good. Just didn't want that to be connected to the strut. But I do want it. Oof, can't remember. This is kind of a this is what I had trouble with last time, was this mechanism down here. I did finally get it to work. I might have to look at my old I'm gonna save this. Let's look at the old one here. Go into pose. Oh, I must have did that without bones. You know what? I'm gonna get rid of this whole bit. Let's get rid of that, keeping the bone shapes. So let's just work on it from scratch as it is. So I got to the wheel. I needed a actually I don't need a, well I do, I want that bone there. I want to create a look bone. I ain't gonna worry about that yet. I just want to make sure I got everything before I go combining it. I want to get this to work first. But there's no telling what it's going to do when the mesh is applied to it. So if this is, yeah, that I don't know where the parent is. This needs to be parented to that, I believe. Suppose. And then that can rotate independent. Alright. Yeah, because this needs to move here, and then I don't want and this is gonna need to, I do need to parent that to that, I believe. Let's see what happens when I do that. Yeah, I do not know what I'm doing when I'm rigging stuff. I really don't. Okay, there's that. But I need this to look at this. I don't need to I can't rotate. I gotta turn the rotation off on that. I'll have to constrain it or something. But I want it to look at each other. This needs to, this needs to look at wherever this is, and vice versa though. Let's screw around with it and see. Object constraint, bone constraints. I know I had a locked track on there. Let's just do a look first, or track 2. Damn, I don't need damp track. Clamp, what's a clamp? I'm asking, I shouldn't use it. Let's try this. Control widget. Oh, those are objects. I want it to track to a bone, not an object. Let's do yeah, this is something I'm gonna have to like screw around with, because I'm just trying to remember what what I had going on. I think I was doing these objects rather than bones. So we got most of this set up. Let's, I'm gonna not mess with that piston right now. I'm gonna save what we have, and I'm gonna try and see what we got in the way of connections here. So I'm going to select everything. That's everything but that little light, but I don't need to worry about that right now because that I'm just going to throw on a copy transform modifier on that. So let's see what happens when I parent this together with empty groups, and yeah, that's connected. But in pose mode, what do we have? Cool, everything but the part that I didn't put a bone on. Let's see if we've got that connected right. Yay, that works. That works. That does. Okay, we had this arm set up so that I gotta turn on the X-ray or whatever. There we go. Alright, let's see. That's moving right. That's moving right. Alright, that's looking like it's working. Nope, that's not. That is though, but the hand clamp things aren't. I thought I had these parented right. Arm lower, hand L, but something to look into. They're kind of deforming a little bit. These aren't. Whoops. It's just those. These down here are. Let's see what is wrong with this, so I can. Well, I'm gonna have to figure something out with that, but either way, well, that's so far looks like the only error. Let me turn that X-ray off. First, just test this. Nope, that's not right. Let's test the drawer. Good deal. Wheel. That whole bit's working, and that whole bit's working, and then I'm gonna need a master control because I don't want I need a bone to just bend the body, not the whole thing. I'm gonna need Let's see. I'll figure that out. So I need to fix the hand, and I need to have just control over everything but the wheels. Alright, cool. Getting closer, getting closer. I'm going to open back this other one. So I can fix up those issues. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and leave it there for today, and we will hit this tomorrow. Thanks for joining in, and we'll see you next time. Have a great day. Bye-bye.